Yeah. Okay, right. Chapter 5, people, is on exponents. Yes. I will? Okay. No. This is new work after this. Just 3 slides. Let's go. Okay, so at exponents, people, we have quite a few laws that we've got to study. Okay? So before we look at those laws, in your textbook it says writing a number with an exponent shows how many times you multiply a number by itself. Okay. Now, a number raised to an exponent is called a power. So if I were to give you the following, I would read it as a to the power of n. Yes, it's a new chapter, just as you like. So meaning this n will be my exponent. Okay, now the a we will call our base. Good. Okay. Now you have to base as well as exponents will be important, or actually at least base, yeah, and exponents will be important when we look for like terms. For instance, if I were to give you the following, 3a to the power of 2 plus 2a. Okay, now this first a, base is a, and the exponent is 2. Over here, base is a, and when nothing is written there, what's my exponent? A 1. Now, are these like terms? No, because they're supposed to both have a to the power of 2, or both have a to the power of 1. Okay, so both the base and the exponent must be the same. So just write a little note there, they are not like terms. That's because of the exponents being different. No. Okay. Now, let's look at the first law. So you guys must remember that the one at the bottom we call the base, the one at the top we call the exponent. Right, can I skip? Hands up, we're still copying here. Okay. Okay, so the first law that we're going to talk about, law 1, is about multiplying powers. And now I can't write powers. Please write multiplying powers there. Okay, now, law 1 says that, number 1, base must be the same. I want to write that somewhere. I'm going to make a new slide, but you can just write it on the side of what I've got here. So law 1 means multiplying powers. Okay, so what we need to know is base is the same. We are multiplying. So when I can tick both number 1 and 2, it means that we will then, therefore, add exponents. Okay, so base must be the same and we must be multiplying. And when we have that scenario, we therefore add exponents. Okay, so let's go and apply that. Can I skip? Okay. We did this in grade 8. Right, hands up, you're still copying? No one. Good. Okay, right, so now I can actually take that away from here. Okay, so let's apply those rules. Look at the first one. A to the power of m times a to the power of n. Is my base the same on both sides? Yes. Are we multiplying? Yes. So what do I do with exponents? Add. So my answer here will be a to the power of m plus n. And that's as far as I can go because I don't know what m or n is, so can't go further than that. Then you just skip to, yeah, yes. The next one you'll do that, yeah. No, not mn, because that's m times n. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at the next one. X to the power 3 times x to the power 4. Is base the same? Yes. Are we multiplying? Yes. So what do I do with exponents? I add them. So I would actually have x to the power of 3 plus 4, which means that your answer will be x to the power of 7. Oh, kyk hoe skryf ek vir 4. X to the power of 7. You guys good with that? Yes. Yeah. Did you forget the toy? Thank you. Okay. Any questions so far? Right, number 3. The third one, the blue one. 3a to the power 3 times 7a to the power 6. So, is base the same? Yes, because what's base for both? A. What do we call the 3 and the 7? Coefficients. No. Okay, now let's first sort out the bases and exponents. Bases are the same. Are we multiplying? Yes. So what do I do with exponents? I add them. Okay, now my final question is, what do I do with those coefficients? I just multiply them. And 3 times 7 gives me 21. Whoopsie. Okay, and then because of my law 1, I know it would be a to the power of 3 plus 6, meaning a to the power of 9. You guys good with that? Yeah. The 3 plus 6. Any questions? Good. Last one on this slide. Minus y to the power of 2 times minus y to the power of 3. Who will tell me what my base is? Yeah? Who? Not y, but minus y. Hold on. But because of the brackets, right, that exponent applies to everything inside the bracket. So therefore, in this case, my base will be minus y. Do you guys understand that? Okay, so base is the same. Are we multiplying? Yes. So now I'm going to add exponents. So that will be minus y to the power of 5. Now, if they said simplify fully, then once I get here, I can actually go get rid of my brackets. Now remember that to the power of 5 applies to everything inside the bracket. So a minus times a minus times a minus times a minus times a minus will give me a minus. And then y to the power of 5. Okay. Any questions? Okay, just to get back to what he said just now, once we get to this final answer, and I ask you now, what's base? Then it will just be y. Okay. Okay. Can I skip? Because now that minus 1 is like a coefficient. Can I skip? Right. Okay, so what's written here is x to the power of 2 times minus x to the power of 4. Sorry, but that minus x is in brackets, no? Okay, so according to BODMAS, what did I first have to go and do? The brackets. Okay, so that will be the same as x to the power of 2 times. And now that to the power of 4 applies to the minus and the x, no? So what's a minus times a minus times a minus times a minus? A positive. Remember, when it's an even exponent, your answer will always be positive, no? Okay, so x to the power of 4. Who doesn't understand that part? Okay, yes. Sema? Okay, now, is base the same? Okay, and we're multiplying. So what do I do with my exponents? I'm going to add. So your final answer will be x to the power of 2 plus 4, meaning 6. No. So for now, we only have the multiplying powers. All right. Any questions? Okay. Your homework is then going to be exercise 5.1. The whole exercise. At the top it says calculate the following products and, listen carefully, leave the answers in exponential form. So if your answer is 10 to the power of 3, don't tell me that's 1,000. You leave it in exponential form, meaning you leave it as 10 to the power of 3. Yes. Okay. Everyone finished copying here? You done? Okay, Malcolm, there's your one. You guys can get started on that. Tell me when you're done, yeah? Let me just check for you. Common fractions, yes. That was where you had to write it as a percentage and a decimal and, right? Yeah. The last one. Okay. So over here, that to the power of 2 applies to everything in the bracket. So base will be minus y. Because of the brackets. This one. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so okay, you could also have said, okay, let's first get rid of the brackets. So over here, that will give you positive y to the power of 2, right? And then over here, that's going to give you a negative y to the power 3. And then a positive times a negative will give me a negative. And y to the power of 2 times y to the power of 3 will give you y to the power of 5. So it will end up being the same answer. Okay. Are you okay with that? Yeah, write it down.